First of all, thank you very much to everyone who has liked this video and to all the students who are sharing my videos in their groups so that the other students who want to enjoy free online coding classes, they can come to my channel and learn coding free of cost. Thank you very much to every one of you. Now, today I'm going to tell you how professionals develop or design things using HTML and CSS coding. How people in working in MNCs design, login systems and websites. That's what we are going to discuss. So there is a file which I have downloaded from the internet. This is that file and I've uploaded it on my Google Drive, and the link of this file is there in the description section. If you want to download this file on your respective device, definitely you can make use of that link which is there in the description section and download this file. Okay, now I am going to download this file on my device. So you just have to double click on this. Automatically it is going to open up like this on your device. Fine. So this is a folder. Now in this we have some CSS files and this HTML file. So this is what I'm going to download. So for downloading these files, we just have to hit this download button over here, and the file will automatically start downloading on your respective device like this. Okay, so that's how the file is going to get downloaded on your respective device. Okay, now let's come on this code.org platform and access the web lab on this website. And if you haven't started practicing these things yourself, practically, then please do it, because if you'll listen to the lectures and you will not practice those things yourself, then you will not be able to learn anything. Experiencing everything practically is must. Remember this thing. Okay, so we need to come on this create option, and then we need to hit this view all projects. Let's come down. Okay, then you need to hit this drop down over here. Automatically these are various options you're going to come across. Let's hit this web lab option for opening that web lab environment on this code.org platform. So as you can see, the file is now there on my device. Let's hit this button over here. So let's open the folder in which that file is present. Okay, so as you can see, the file is getting reflected in the download section of my desktop. Where is that file? This is the one. So I'm going to cut this file from here and I'm going to paste it over here. Okay, so this is that zip file. Now what do we have inside the zip file? Let's check it out. So if you'll double click this zip file, this is what you're going to come across. So we have these CSS files, as well as there is an HTML file also which is present in this zip file. So how to extract these files? What we have to do, we need to right click on this. Okay, and then you can make use of this option, extract here. So automatically whatever files are there in this zip file, okay, they are going to get extracted, and a folder with name login form is going to get created like this, and inside this you can find all the files which are there in that login_form zip file. Okay, so this is the HTML file. Let's see what do we have inside this HTML file. So how can you open and check out the code of this HTML file? What you have to do, you need to right click on this file and come on this open with option, and then you can make use of this notepad option. So whatever HTML code is there, you're going to find it like this, written in this notepad file. Just copy this whole code Okay, not the whole code. What you have to do, see, this is where the body part is beginning. So what we can do, we can copy this whole thing from this body till this point where this body tag is ending, right? Just press Ctrl and C for copying this code and come on this WebLab environment. I'm enlarging the size of this window so that the code can be more visible to you guys. Okay, so this is where the body tags are getting reflected. So I am going to eliminate these two things from here, and let's paste the code that we just copied from that notepad file. So in order to do, for doing that, you just have to press Ctrl and V together, and the code is going to come like this over here. Fine. So this Facebook login is going to get reflected. So the output you will be able to see in this output window over here. Okay, now what are we going to do today? We are going to we are trying to develop this kind of thing. Okay, this kind of login system. So we have this Facebook login over here. Okay, and okay, so Facebook login is coming right on the top, so this is perfectly fine. Then we have two input boxes, one with ID email and the second one with ID password. So these are the two input box. So it means that we don't require all these stuff, these things which are mentioned in between this welcome user thing and these two input boxes. So how can we get rid of these things? Let's check it out. So there is this div portion. Okay, we can just eliminate this whole thing like this, and let's eliminate this thing also. Okay, great. So now we are left with only Facebook login, then welcome user. Then why this cross sign is coming? Let's eliminate this from here. Okay, done. Fine. So now I think everything is perfectly fine. Okay, so the first thing that we have is the section. Okay, and the class for this section is login dash form wrap. Fine. Why we need to define this class over here? Just to make use of this class in order to styling this section part. Okay, we will be using this when we will be defining the code in this CSS file. So today we are going to make use of external linking for designing, for styling the various tags which we have used over here. So the first tag is this section, and inside this we have got this header tag in between which this Facebook login is written. Then there is a form. Fine. So these 5 components. One is this label box, then this label box and this input box, then again this input box and this login button. Everything is there in between these two form tags. See, this is where the form is ending. Fine. So this is the code we have defined for this login button. This whole code is for the password input box. This whole code is for the email input box. Okay, and then this is welcome user for this. Okay, fine. So that's how. Is there anything else we have in this HTML document? Okay, we have this h5 header also for this forgot password thing, which is getting reflected over here, right? And we have enclosed it in between a tag. So that is the reason it is when you will bring the cursor over this text, the cursor is going to change to a hand-like shape. Why? Because it is a hyperlink right now. Fine, we have enclosed this forgot password in between these two header tag, a tags, sorry, right? Fine, so we are done with defining all the HTML elements. Now, the code which we have defined over here, what is this code doing? It is actually linking this style.css file, this file, to this HTML document on which we have defined these HTML tags for bringing these things on this output window, right? So let's come on this style.css file and eliminate everything whatever is there inside the CSS file. Okay, so now it is completely blank. Let's come on that folder Where is that folder? Okay, this is the one. Now, not this one, this is the one. So inside this folder, we have this CSS folder also. Okay, we need to come inside the CSS folder, and now here inside this, you'll find two different style sheets. Let's see what do we have inside this my style sheets first. So you just have to double click this my style sheet, and it is going to open up like this in the notepad. Now we have this dot box. Okay, now try to understand this whole CSS code. Fine. So this is for dot box, right? Do we have anything like dot box in this HTML or box? Okay, we don't have any such thing, right? We don't have any such thing over here, so we don't require this dot box. I am eliminating everything which is there for this dot box. Okay, let's now come on this button part. So button, do we have anything like button over here? Okay, there is a button, but the type of this button is submit, right? Okay, so we don't require that button also. So I'm eliminating everything that is there defined for this button. Then it is button hover. When the user will bring his mouse on the button, so something is going to happen. See, the color is changing, right? But we don't have any such thing over here in this HTML document, so that button dot hover is also not required. So I'm eliminating this button dot hover also. Okay, then there is dot overlay and colon target. Fine. What I am going to do, I'm going to copy this whole thing and put it inside this style.css like this. So as you can see, you know, this animation kind of thing. Are you able to see this animation? Let me just refresh this page. So this is what you'll get to see just because of this code which I have defined over here. Now why you're able to see this thing? Just because, you know, there is a class named popup. Where is that popup written? Over here in this HTML document. So this is the one. Now this class popup is for this division section, right? This is for this division section, and in between this division section, what is coming? This welcome user is coming. So whatever is there inside this pop-up, this margin, padding, background, border radius, it will be applied on this welcome user when the form will start or when someone will access this form. Okay, then it is overlay target. So we have this class named overlay, and it is for this division, the ID of which is popup1. So whatever we have in inside this division, okay, on that everything whatever is mentioned in this dot overlay is going to be applied. So okay, that's the reason. Just because of this code over here, we are able to see this animation. Let's now come back on that HTML document. Sorry, this CSS code. Now there is a thing called dot popup h2. So we have this in the HTML code, as you can see over here in this HTML document. See, we have this pop-up over here. Okay, and inside this pop-up we don't have anything like h2. Yeah, we have this h2, right? So this is going to work for this h2 part. Let's paste it over here. So dot popup h2, what does this mean? So these properties and the values that I've passed for these properties, this CSS file, these CSS things are going to be applied on this h2 tags which are present inside the tags for which the class name is popup. Okay, so the class name is popup over here for this division, and inside this we have this h2 part, right? So whatever we have defined in between these two curly brackets, this thing is going to get applied on this welcome user, right? So now this is how the animation is going to look like. Let's come back on that notepad file. So now we have dot popup dot close. Okay, let's copy this whole thing. So this is for dot popup dot content. It is for content part. This is for closing the popup. Let's copy this, cut this whole thing and paste it inside this CSS file. Okay, let's refresh this thing. Okay, so that's how you can check out the different classes, and based on that you can copy the relevant code from the CSS files that we have in this login form and paste the code inside this style.css file, because this file is linked to this HTML document. This is the code which is actually linking these two files together. So whatever things you're going to write down over here, they will definitely, you will get to see the changes because of these codes of here in this output window. Why? Because these two files are linked with each other. Let's now open that second file which we have inside this login form folder. So the name of the second file is style, right? Let's open this and see what do we have inside this. Okay, so this is the whole code that we have got inside this style folder. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's press Ctrl and A for selecting this whole code and copy this whole thing. Fine, I'm done with copying this whole thing. Let's come on that code.org platform, and now I'm going to paste that copied code right in the bottom over here. Okay, so I'm done with pasting that code. If you'll refresh this now, you'll get to see the changes over here in this output window. So see, okay, this is how the login page is going to look like now. Fine, let's check out the code that we have copied. So we don't require this thing, so I'm eliminating this. Okay, then body, if you want to change the background to white, you can eliminate this code and you'll get to see the changes over here. So the background of this page is now white, right? Okay, it's of white color. See the animation. Okay, let's enlarge the. Okay, if you want to bring it back, you can press Ctrl and Z together for undoing the changes. Let's now come on this code that we have for this dot login underscore dash form dash wrap. Now where this code that is there in between these two curly brackets, it is going to get applied on everything whatever is there inside this section part. Why? Because the class for this section part is login dash form dash wrap. Fine, so whatever we have defined inside in between these two curly brackets, it is going to get applied to everything whatever we have in between inside this section part. Okay, so these are the things which we have inside the section part. This whole thing forgot, right from this header part till this forgot password hyperlink, we have everything inside this section part. So that is the reason whatever we have defined over here, it is going to be applied on everything. Fine, now the background is radial gradient ellipse. This is the code for the background color. If you want to change it, you just have to eliminate this thing and you can change it to blue. So now it will be blue. Okay, so that's how you can customize the form. Now if you want to if you don't want a border over here for this form you can eliminate this whole line. See, the border is no more visible to us, right? Earlier the border was there. Now if you want to bring that code back, you just have to press Ctrl and Z together, and you will be able to see, you know, this border over here getting reflected. Okay, now border shadow is for getting the shadow for the border part. We don't require this, so I'm eliminating this thing. Okay, then border radius 5px. Yes, are you able to see these round borders over here? It's because of this value that we have passed for this border radius. If you'll make it 0, automatically, you know, they will get sharpened like this. So now you'll be able to see some edges over here. If you want to make them round, so you can define a value for this border dot radius, some value which is greater than 0 pixel. Then this is the width and height of the border. Then margin is this. Padding, so padding is for, you know, this space which you are seeing over here, Facebook login. So there is a space in between this side and this Facebook login. If you want to reduce this space, you just have to change this value to you know, if you'll change it to 30 pixel, automatically the size, the space in between these two things is going to go down. If you'll change it to 3 pixels, see, it will go up like this, right? So this is for top, and then this one is for the this side, okay, and this one is for the bottom side, and this one is for the left side. So it is for the space in between the content and the left side of this box. This is for the space in between this bottom side and the content which we have inside this box. Okay, if you'll make it 30, so see, you'll be able to see the changes over here like this. Text align, if you, so at present everything is in center, right? If you want to see, if you want to shift everything in the right side, you just have to pass right, okay, and everything will come on the right side. If you want to see everything getting reflected on the left side, you can pass left and everything will come on the left side, right? But for now I'm going to keep it center only. Okay, now let's come on this part. So dot login dash form dash wrap h1. Now what does this mean? It means that the h1 tag that we have inside that tag for which the class name is this, we are these properties and these values are going to get applied on that thing. Fine. So do we have any h1 tag, h1 header tag inside any tag for which the class name is login dash form dot wrap? Let's check it out. So this is the class. Okay, now for calling the class we make use of dot. Remember this thing. Fine. Before putting the name of the class you need to put a dot, and after that you have to you know, put the name of the class, whatever class you have got over here. Now inside this class we have this h1 tag, right? So whatever we have in between these two h1 tags, these things are going to be applied on this part only. Okay, it will not be applied, it will not be applied on these things, form or div or this h2 header. Okay, let's now come on this part. So the padding is 0, font size is 26, let's make it 56. So as you can see, the part which we have defined in between the header tags, the font size of that part is now equal to 56. Okay, and if you'll make it 4, so that's how it is going to look like. So for now I'm going to keep it 56, no, not 56, let's make it 26. 26 is looking fine. Then do we have anything like h5 inside the tag for which the class name is login dash form dot wrap? Let's check it out. So no, we don't have any such thing. Okay, we have this h5 over here, right? So this is for the forgot password thing, which you can see are getting reflected right in the bottom over here. Right, so let's make some changes in this part. So if I'll make it 120, see, the forgot password thing is not no more visible to me. Let's make it 40 again. So now it is visible to me. Okay, now we have this H5 and then this sign is there, and then A is there. Now what does this thing means? It means that whatever CSS properties we have defined over here, they are going to be applied on this A tag, which is present inside this H tag, which is present inside the tag for which the class name is this. Okay, that's how you need to understand the whole CSS code. So now, do we have any such thing? First of all, let's check it out. Yes, we do have this A over here, and in this A is inside this H5, and this H5 is coming inside this section, okay, for which the class name is login-form.wrap. So this is going to help us in customizing the hyperlink, this forgot password hyperlink. So the font size is 14px, color is this. Let's change it to red, not red, just a second. Okay, if I'll change it to red now, so as you can see, the forgot password thing is now getting reflected in red color. You know, that's how you need to identify everything. What are the CSS properties we have in this CSS file, and if we'll make some changes any of the CSS properties, then which part of the login form or the website it is going to affect. Okay, it is going to help you in customizing the things in a proper way. So let's make it #FFF again. Let's now come down. Now comes this code, dot login dash form input type is equals to email, comma, dot login dash form input type is equals to password. Do we have any such class defined for any tag in this HTML document? Let's check it out. So the name of the class is login dash form. Okay, so we have this class defined for this form over here, right? So whatever we have inside this form, this whole thing is going to be applied on these two input boxes for which the type is email and password. Do we have any such input boxes inside this form tag? Yes, we do have two input boxes. One is this one for which the type is email. So these are the two things which this whole code is going to customize. Right, let's check it out. So if I'll change the color over here to blue, let's see what is going to happen. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's make it background. Okay, background, then here I'm changing it to red. Let's refresh the code. So you know, now the background color of this these two input boxes have changed to red. Okay, that's how you need to understand first what is this code actually doing. How is this going to help us in customizing the view of the login form? Let's eliminate this and okay. So color is now again equal to this thing. Fine, and then for font weight is for, you know, whatever the user is going to write down over here. So for that the font weight is going to be 400, and font family is this. Then cursor is equals to pointer. And what is this for? It is for customizing only the look of the input box with type email that we have inside the form, for that for which the class is dot login dash form. Okay, so this thing is only for customizing the view of this email input box. and this thing over here is for only customizing the view of this input box with type password, right? Then comes this code. Now what do we have this code for? This is actually customizing the input box for which the type is submit. So it's a kind of button, right? Do we have any such thing inside the login form class? So this is where the login form class is, and it is for this form over here. Now let's come down and check out whether we have any kind of input box with type submit or not. Yes, we do have. So you know this login button which you're seeing over here, you can customize a view of this with the help of this code. Okay, with the help of this code that we have inside this thing. Right, now if you want to change the background color to something else, you can make use of this. See, now the background of this is red. Right, so when I am bringing my cursor over this, see, the color is changing. Right, why it is changing? Just because of this code that we have defined over here. This is a hover property that we are using. Hover means when you bring your cursor on some component, so something gets changed. So what is changing right now? The background color of this button is changing. Why? Just because we have defined the background over here like this. If I'll change it to blue, now what will happen when I'll bring my cursor on this button? So it is going to change to the background color of this button is going to change to blue like this, right? So this is what hover property is generally does, right? Then comes this active part. When the button is active, this is the color which is going to get reflected in the background of this submit button. Then this whole code is again for the button that we have for inside this class login form, the type of which is email and password. Do we have any such thing over here? No, we don't have. If I eliminate this whole thing, is it going to affect the view? No, it will not affect the view because we don't have any button with type email or any button with type password present on this login form. So if we'll eliminate everything from here, all these things from here, it is not going to affect the view of this login form, right? I am eliminating this thing also. Then I am eliminating this whole thing from here. Fine. So that's how, once you will be able to relate all the CSS properties with the HTML code, you will be able to identify that what part is required and what is not required, and the one which is not required you can eliminate it directly like this, the way I am eliminating. See, so this part is also not required. Why? Because this is for a button with type submit which is present inside a component having this class name login dash form. So we don't have any such thing, so I'm eliminating this thing also. So see, now this is what you're going to get as an output, right? Okay, let's change the color of this button. Where is that? So I am changing the background color to gray. Okay, now it is in gray, right? And I don't want to see this animation anymore. So what we can do, we can come up and let's eliminate everything because of which we are getting this this animation. So we can eliminate this thing from here. Let's see what are we going to get. So now it is stable, right? Okay, still we are able to see this animation. Okay, I don't want to see this animation. Okay, I need to eliminate this close part. Fine, then let's eliminate this thing also. Okay, so now it is stable. Now if I will eliminate this overlay, let's see what is going to happen. See, so this is the only code that we require for the CSS part, right? For this style.css. Now when you will run this on a bigger window, you will be able to see the desired result. So we are here to design a page like this, right? Let's see whether we'll be able to get the required output or not. And as you can see, we are able to get the required output. The Facebook login is visible to us. This welcome user is also coming over here. Then there are two input boxes where I can input something, right? And then I can hit this login button. See? Okay, so everything is perfectly fine. Right, hope you guys enjoyed this lecture a lot. Do like and share the video in your group so that more and more students can come and join and learn to code free of cost. This is how actually professionals build different websites and web pages. They take the templates, okay, take the templates from the internet, and after that they customize the look, the view of the whole page. Fine. If you have any kind of issue, if you have any query, you guys are most welcome to ask me the same so that I can resolve that thing. Okay, I hope everything is clear to every one of you. Thank you very much for attending this lecture. In case you come across any issue, you guys can make use of the comment section. Just let me know about the issue in the comment section. Definitely I'm going to answer that query of yours, and we'll try to resolve it as soon as possible. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a great day. Bye bye.